Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another show of a street man and a Christian woman. And tonight we're going to talk about partnership. We're going to talk about having a marriage and a relationship. I believe that people don't understand that the marriage is a covenant, a bond, a friendship, a togetherness, an understanding, and realizing that y'all both in that same ride together. And being that y'all in that same ride together, y'all learn to be one. You learn how to act as one, how to think as one, how to understand that decisions is not going to be made just upon on one person. That the decisions has to be made upon the partnership or the relationship or the marriage. And that's what kept us for over 20 years because we have grew and matured to the point where we understand that we are partners. Ain't nobody equal in this thing. She ain't superior to me. I ain't superior to her, that we are partners. And that led me to understand that I was watching Creflo and Taffy Dollar the other day, and I heard them say how they partners now because they understand that in the end, when you've been with someone for a long period of time, you can't do nothing but become partners. Because partners is what keeping y'all together. The understanding that that other half is handling business when you may not be there. For us, when I ask her to handle some things, I know that she's gonna take care of it because I asked her to handle it. And the same thing is if she need me to be there. Sometimes she may just need me to be there just for a hug, a brace, a smile, just to let her remind her that somebody loves her in this road, world and journey that we going on. So when your relationship or marriage have grew to the point where y'all have matured enough to understand that it's not just a marriage. It's not just a piece of paper. It's a partnership. And you got to understand and realize that your partner got your other half. And that's what keep things together. That's what keep things flowing. Because I know, without any doubt, when I need her to be there, she going to be there for me. Because she's my partner. And she see things that I may not see just as well as I see things that she may not see. We're not going to let each other fall into a snake pit when the other one could have said, baby, don't go down there. Because I know she has my best interest at heart, and I know I have her best interest at heart. And that's what builds the marriage to the point where you mature and understand that you're in a partnership. It's not just marriage. It's not just a certificate saying that she Miss Delgado. She is Miss Delgado. But besides being Miss Delgado, she's my partner. I know that she's there when I need her to be there. I know that whenever I need something to be handled, she gonna handle it. So I spoke my part about being a partner in a marriage, and I'm gonna come back and close because I really need people to understand that. Stop looking at that I'm married. I'm married. I'm married. No, you ain't married. You're in a partnership. Y'all need to do things equal in that partnership so that y'all can value each other. And no one is more superior than the other. So at this time, let's see what the Miss Lovely Kenyatta got to say, and then I'm gonna come back and close. So on to you, Miss Kenyatta.
Yes. In today's society and world today, we are really, really lacking families, marriages. We're living in times where people are just simply isolated, isolated with a computer and four walls. And we think that you don't need a comfort. You don't need a hug. You don't need nobody to check on you. You don't need nobody to say encouraging statements to you. You don't need somebody in your life because of the stress, the aggravation. Well, that's part of marriage. Marriage comes with a package. And a lot of times people see the package and don't know the process of putting the package together.
Preach, baby.
And the putting the package together, sometimes we look at the package on the outside and we get it and it can be all empty on the inside. But if you take one piece, another piece, and slowly build it, you'd be surprised at what the outcome can be. Even though we were complete opposites, as time and years have went by, we really have developed and grew. We wish we could show the world all the things that we have accomplished from being married. And we grew, and we still are growing every day. From tragedies to health to sickness, children, just the whole agenda alone is a process. And I deal with so many people look at me and realize, how did she get this? How did you get that man? And how did you keep your marriage going? And a lot of it is, I'm not insecure. I'm not jealous. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I'm not upset. A lot of women still look at my husband. A lot of people put me down. I go through a whole lot. People just don't have a clue. I'm constantly getting condemned and criticized. So don't all think that it's all peachy and creamy. In today's world, they look down on it. Nobody want to do that slavery thinking no more. But I think about how the women before me paved the way for women like me to have better futures at being a family. And a lot of it took the sacrifice of the woman. The woman is the rock to keep the family balanced.
Preach,
and a lot of times we lose sight of that because we don't want to put up with this and we don't want to put up with that. I think about my mother who has went on to heaven, who had paved the way and showed me what she went through as a woman that put up with a lot to build the family we did have. Now, we weren't perfect, but she did a lot of sacrifices. And watching her as a little girl helped me, and my grandmother. Those are the two women that I saw sacrifice in my life. And those two images of women is in me. And that's what made me be the woman that I am. And I'm able to show that to my daughters. I know everything. It's okay to be the way women are today. But at the end of the day, you want kids. You want grandkids. You want to see your grown kids. Even though my husband and I were together, there were seasons where he wasn't around. There were seasons where he was up and down. And that's what we kind of constantly show. You grow into a partnership.
Preach,
it's a process.
Preach.
And people just give up on the process. Oh, it's too hard. It's too complicated. But you don't want to be old and by yourself. And a lot of people are choosing that. I don't want to deal with the stress and aggravation. And a lot of times we have a lot more problems because of isolation and loneliness. Our kids can't be our mate. The one thing I had that my mother showed me, she got married twice. So she was a blessed woman. And the one thing about her that I really admired is she stayed married. She stayed married till death did her part. And that's the beautiful part about marriage. Seeing that and watching that. And a lot of people are like, why do you hang in there? Because I watched my mom do it twice. Twice. Not just once. Twice. And it can't be done. And she chose to do it. And I chose to do it. And I get a lot of people saying what they say. And I just pray over my children. I pray that they watch these shows. This is our legacy that we leave it for them. And for those who choose to watch it. Because it takes really wisdom of women to show you how to keep a marriage. The right women. And a lot of women, to me, didn't understand or don't know. A lot of women don't understand the role of a wife sometimes. They think you have just as much rights as the man do. No, I don't. I'm not ashamed to say that, but we have equal partnership. There are majority of my relationship with my husband, he's the boss.
You're not a mouthy woman.
And the other part is, I don't believe in condemning, putting him down, and making him feel worthless, because that's what a lot of women do today. And a lot of it is because they don't know no better. They didn't see better. And they don't realize men don't have a great example in today's time. There are not a lot of great role models out here for black men today. They are out there, but it's very few. And I have to practice with our current sons to constantly reinstate in their minds, they're going to be great men in the world. They're going to be somebody. And it's hard. But you have to keep believing and trusting that it can work. It will work. And you have to choose to make it work. Because the one thing that I think about, I don't want divorce on my kid's mind. We may struggle. We may have ups and downs. We may have highs and lows. But he is my partner. And I am his partner. Right. And the one thing that we lack people knowing what marriage is really about. It's not about just the glitz and glam. It's about love, having someone there when you ain't got nobody to turn to. It's being your friend. Checking him and he checking you. And I know we're in a world where things are just so different today. And that's okay. But I'm one out of probably 10,000 women that choose to hang in there. Hang in there.
There ain't nothing wrong with it.
And I'm grateful for hanging in there. Back to you, Mr. Delgado.
Thank you, Miss Kenyatta, and that was perfect if you're trying to explain the things that you go through to keep this marriage together and the struggle that it was, and it wasn't always easy, but at the end of the day, you were the rock. You were the base. You were the one that kept this thing together with your prayers, with your wisdom, with your womanness to just be able to handle us as a family and keep us one for so many years through all the trials and tribulations that we have been going through. And that's why we're sharing what we have been going through, hoping that we can help somebody, touch somebody, and heal somebody and make them understand that there's nothing wrong with being married. It's just that you got to understand the roles of being married. Just don't look at it like you're married and that's your Miss Delgado. She's not just Miss Delgado. She's more than Miss Delgado. She's my partner. She's the woman that I know that when I need something or whatever I need done, she's there. And that's what she was trying to explain this evening. It's just that we in a society where so many people are living alone. But I'm here to say tonight, through us being together over 20 years that we have, that the most beautiful thing that we say every night to each other when we go to sleep, and that is being married is one of the most beautiful things in the world because we have each other and we're not sleeping alone and we are together. So marriage can work, you know what I mean? It's just that maybe you need to understand the principles of being married and don't just look at it as, oh, we married, because it's bigger than that. You have to have your marriage grow and mature to the point where you have to understand that y'all partners. So that's what tonight's show was about, being partners. And as we always say at the end of the show, love,
Love,
peace, and
togetherness.
togetherness, and good night.